Jinkage Gaming is going to join us for about 5 minutes, I think. So let me just load up the stream. I wish there was an easier way. Huh? I don't know, was it you that told me they were waiting for Microsoft to release a price? Do you think so? Yeah, they're just trying to get the upper hand, which is not very nice. Right, I still didn't update the music box, but I'm just going to turn down the volume again because I had to turn it back up because I was playing levels. Okay. People can go to hell. Right, I pretty much just need to get rid of some stuff now. I might keep this massive guy, he's like a mascot now. But I need to get more Resident Evil songs because right now it's like Silent Hill and the game's more like Resident Evil. You know? But I'm going to just delete all this stuff because I'm probably not going to use this again. We're going to make the car park of the hospital, so something a wee bit different. Because we still have some of the streets to finish off for the second character, but I thought, you know what? We did the alleyways and the streets last week, so I didn't want to keep doing the same stuff over and over again, you know? So I'm going to focus on the car park. So I'm just getting rid of a few things before I start. What other good music is there from survival horror games? Because obviously we've got Resident Evil, we've got Silent Hill. I don't know if Alone in the Dark has a good soundtrack. I don't know if it's worth using, you know? What do you think? Problem is, if I use movie soundtracks, I'll probably get copyright. So hopefully, well, you mentioned that clock tower, but again, I don't know if the soundtrack's any good on it, you know? This guy going crazy. Get rid of these barrels. Right. Do you think you'll go back to creating again your survival horror? Maybe. Let me get a lamppost. There. It takes too long. No. Because that Mark Healy, he's like one of the main guys at Media Molecule. He did an interview, and he basically said that nowadays he just prefers to make games than actually play them. And I kind of feel the same way sometimes, like, because this is hard work, but I like doing it, you know. Just gonna put down a few. Oh, there's like 3 different kinds. Just gonna put some lampposts down, you know, just for the car park. I've still got the dog tune. I think I'll just keep that dog tune. Hey Joseph Morris, welcome back to the stream. We are creating the car park of the hospital, so wish us luck, because I do not know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to take over some cars here just so we can get a basic idea for it. So the second character, he's going to have to go around the side of the streets, like through the alleyways, and eventually he's not going to enter the main entrance to the hospital. That's the first character. So the second character is going to have to go through the car park first. I'm guessing that since it's a hospital, the car park should probably be quite expansive, don't you think? It's going to be annoying though, like, because I need to create all the parking lines and stuff. I'm going to have to, like, either draw them or find some kind of object. I don't know what's best. Hey Small Who Man Official, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Oh god, is that monster going to be in the game? Well, this monster, I honestly just found this monster like in the last stream, and I thought, oh, look, pretty cool. It's got a big eyeball thing inside. I don't know if I'm going to use this. Maybe we'll use it, but I definitely want some kind of monster like this in the game. I just don't know if it will be this one specifically, but he's pretty cool, so I thought I would leave him here, you know, for some inspiration. Can you imagine this chasing you? Once I animate this thing, it would be pretty damn cool. No, it's like a different version of it, I guess. The same idea. He's got a big sappy bit on his back. But that would be pretty cool. He's even got like the spit coming from the teeth. So I'm going to create the entrance here, so let me just put down some really basic walls just to get a rough structure for the car park itself. Just some we need to change it to... No, in fact, no, I was going to put it on smear, but I'll just stretch it. So did you see what I sent about the reviews? It's got 40 reviews, 10s, 9s, 9.5s, and then one guy gives it a 6. I'm like, you ass. Just, I don't know, I think he was from Norway, right? Anyone from Norway, they don't like creativity. Bang! Should probably mute that sound effect for the the gunshot. Right, let's just make like a wee wall like this for now, right? Looks like a Demogorgon. Yeah, I think it's some kind of variation of a Tyrant, a Demogorgon, and William Birkin, I guess. Hey Alpha Werewolf, welcome back to the stream. A random 6. Yep, totally. Check it on go on Metacritic. I thought the game was going to get perfect, all green reviews, and there's one yellow, and he gave it a 6. It's the lowest. Before that, the lowest was an 8 out of 10, and I can accept an 8 because it's still a really good score. But to give Dreams a 6, like, I've played horrible games that deserve the 6, not like this. Alright, cool, see you later. So yeah, giving it a 6, I thought it was a bit harsh. Because I mean, it is a difficult game to review. I know some review sites, they didn't even give a score. They just said, well, we're just going to give you a review, but we're not going to score it because it's quite difficult to score. it is difficult to score, because you look at the story mode and then you have to judge it on the community levels, but then you're also reviewing the tools and, most importantly, the potential of Dreams. And I feel like the potential is one of the ones that you really need to score quite highly, because clearly you can't just give this game a really bad review and then it turns out to be this amazing game. Because we've all played games that are worse, that definitely deserve a 6, and this does not deserve anything close to a 6. Not at all. Game deserves a 10. Yeah, I think there were 6 reviews that gave a 10 out of 10. So 6 reviews is pretty good. And most of the other ones were 9, 9.5, 9. I'm just happy that at least IGN gave it a 9. You know what they're like, giving really weird scores. And a lot of people place IGN really highly when they think about reviews, so at least that is a good point. The guy that gave it a 6, I doubt he's that popular. Maybe inside Norway, but outside I don't think so. But yeah, that's it's a sad story. Dreams could have almost got all perfect green reviews, and the guy just ruined it. I'm just trying to come up with dimensions here for this car park. I want it to be kinda big, but you're not going to explore the entire car park. It's just going to be certain sections, I guess. Just put it like that for now. We'll see what we can fill it with, because I know I can duplicate a lot of the same cars, just change the colour. So we could make a big car park full of cars, and it wouldn't be that big of a problem. At least we know most people like Dreams. Oh yeah. I mean, I was quite worried, because I thought a lot of people would play Dreams and they would say, yeah, but where's the quality games? Like, where's the AAA games? You know, where's the games that are worthy of the PlayStation Store? But thankfully a lot of people were more logical about the reviews. They didn't just judge it based on what's available now. They are thinking ahead to the future, that the game will deliver a lot more, a hell of a lot more anyway. Because I mean, like, I hope that this game will be one of the games this year that people really enjoy. Who knows if people would buy Dreams just to play this, but hey, let's just try and make one of the best games possible, right? And we'll see what happens. But the fact that we can, it's like Mark Healy says as well, the Dreams, it gives a lot of students, people that really don't have the opportunity to go to university, it gives them a chance to basically get into game design, and either then they could go to university afterwards, or they could be hired by a studio based on the work that they've done in Dreams. I mean, it's all possible. So I think just giving us that freedom to actually make our own games and our own movies and stuff, why not, right? And we might unearth a lot of really creative people that may never have had the opportunity, you know. I'm not going to use all of these cars, I'm going to delete some. I'm just trying to space it out for the parking spaces. I know not everyone in the world parks perfectly like this, you know, I've seen people park like that before. It's true. Or some people park like that, you know, right into the other car. How do you give a game like this a 6? Yeah, I have no idea. When I looked at the review, it was all in Norwegian, so I need to translate it all to have a proper read. But what I'm going to do is, I was waiting for all of the reviews to come in, because every day there's always a few more reviews. So right now there's 40 reviews, scored reviews, because there's a couple of reviews that haven't been scored. And I haven't seen a review from the Sony magazine, I haven't seen a review from Game Informer. So I'm still waiting on a few extra ones coming in, and then once that happens, I'm going to make a video just analysing all of the summaries for all of the reviews, and I'm going to pinpoint this 6 out of 10. I'm going to translate it, and I'm going to dig deep, and I'm not going to name and shame the reviewer, but I definitely want to make a point that it did not deserve a 6, not at all. Let's see if we do like maybe like 5 cars, and then we can spread out some of these lampposts. Yeah. Make a wee bay in the middle or something. But yeah, I can imagine if we're annoyed about the review, just imagine Media Molecule. They were so close to getting perfect green reviews, and then it got taken away from them. Disastrous. I think the website, it was called gamer.no, so I'm assuming that means Norway. I'm just guessing. But it's a shame. Damn shame. Maybe I could put like a wee bush in here. That would be quite nice. So I'm going to have to pause the music here. A bush, please. We want a big bush. A jungle bush now. Looks more like the Grinch. Kind of resembles that. This bush maybe. Look at that. It's a pixelated bush. Looks like a tree. A brain bush. Alright, now we're just finding some really weird stuff. Tree farmer's bush pot. What even is that? Blackberries? Oh, that's quite nice. Sadly, we don't really need blackberries. Or ducks. Right, let me just grab one of these ones. I think this one's slightly more realistic, you know. Maybe I put more bushes around the car park just to give it a bit more life, you know. It's this guy's fault. He parked really awfully. That's why he's went right into the bush. Just does not care about other people. Let me just catch up here. By being a fool, yeah, exactly, by being a fool. Let's go target the guy. Okay, no, don't do that. Indeed, yeah, they probably gave it a 6 because they aren't good at creating yet, or they don't like user content. Maybe should have given it more time. Yeah, I think some people like who aren't reviewers, like regular people, they've probably picked up Dreams and they're like, these levels suck, you know, and they're not like real levels, like real games, you know, like where's the God of War, where's the Bloodborne, you know, I'm playing a racing game, why is it not as good as Forza Horizon or whatever? But we need to remember, like, most of the people that are making games and Dreams so far, they've only had like 10 months to make anything, and they're still learning the tools. In that Mark Healy interview that I mentioned before, what the reviewer said to him, okay, Dreams is fantastic, it lets you create your own games and everything, it's wonderful, but I haven't really played anything that's, you know, AAA quality. You know, it's like there's a creation I played that looks like Crash Bandicoot, but the collision detection's all wrong, the animations are a bit weird, and automatically the interviewer was thinking, oh, this must be the limitations of Dreams because of the collisions and because of the dodgy animations and things. But Mark Healy rightly said, no, this is not the fault of Dreams, this is just the creators who are basically just getting used to the tools. And one point that he brought up was that yes, it's easy to make games, but it's hard to make good games. There's a difference, you know. So here I am trying to make a survival horror game, right? And it's in my head it's easy to put together. I know what I need to do, but in the end, is it going to be good? You know, like, well, because I've never made a game before, so maybe there will be some flaws, but I expected there to be flaws, you know. I'm trying to learn as I create, and obviously by the end of this project, by the end of this year, we'll see how many flaws there are, and I'll learn from that and I'll improve. So people can't be too harsh, not yet anyway. They need to give people a little more time to adjust, and not just to the tools and Dreams, but to become like game developers themselves, you know? It's not easy. So is this the third area? The third area? By the third area, do you mean like the third main section? It's so we had the streets and the alleyway scene, and then inside those streets there was a job centre, there was a mechanics. That's the starting area for both characters. This is the car park for the hospital, so this is like the second main section. So the first main section is the streets, the alleyways, the beginner buildings. The second section will be the hospital, so we're going to do the car park because this is going to be the second character is going to enter the hospital through the car park. The first character is going to go through the main entrance, so they're going to enter in separate sections. And after the hospital, there's going to be a lot, so I'm going to be stuck on the hospital for quite a while because I want to do all the departments, and there's going to be like 4 different sections of the hospital, each specialising in a different area. So obviously we'll have a lot of variety as you go around the hospital. So I need to create like some kind of courtyard and connect all 4 of these buildings together, and then I need to make all the rooms inside the hospital, which is going to take a while. So this is like the meat of the game, the hospital. It's the main portion, and after the hospital it's basically the typical underground lab, which will be slightly longer than the streets, but it's still going to be a bit shorter than the hospital because that's like the end of the game. So we're probably going to be stuck doing the hospital for quite a few months, I think. But hopefully we can get this done as soon as possible, and then move on to the last section. And then in the background, I've nearly finished another level, which I was going to try and get out for this Friday, but I'm sorting out some bugs. So I think next Friday there will be a new level coming out. Don't expect too much, but the story and the voice acting and things is quite interesting. It's like an action platformer. Once that's out next Friday, I'll have more free time outside of the streams, so you know, at night, you know, I'll spend some time working on the logic, because I want to make an inventory system. I want to try and make the transitions between the areas, and maybe add some more detail to the levels we've been doing, mostly to do the logic kind of stuff. And then hopefully that means in the streams I can do all the drafts, all the level designs. Off of stream I can do all the logic and stuff, and then eventually that will all come together and we'll start to see a lot of good progress. So hopefully we can get like I don't know about a demo, but a trailer will probably come first, just to sort of announce what we've done so far. But ideally I would like the graphics to be a little better before we start making trailers. 6, obviously trolling, sad, yeah, it's terrible. And welcome back, Steam. I hope you're having a great week. But yeah, have a look for yourself. Just go on Metacritic and see the review for yourself. If you want to translate it yourself and let me know what's been said, you know, maybe he's said a lot of good things about Dreams, but he just gave the wrong score, maybe. But it's not very nice, that's all I can say. Are the cars just placeholders? Yeah, everything's just a placeholder, to be honest. Like, everything you'll see in all of these streams are just placeholders, because I don't want to waste time building cars and then that takes too long. I want to just get the scene looking like the level design of the scene, so we know, okay, what the areas, the size of the area, where the items are, what we need to do gameplay wise, where the zombies are, all that kind of stuff, where the entrance is, the exit. And once we have the full game finished in terms of level design and drafts, and as I said, off stream I'm going to work on logic. Once I put all that together, then we can start replacing some of these placeholders, probably near the end, because the graphics are important, but obviously the gameplay and the level design is the most important aspect right now. So we could make this full game with just these placeholders and it would still be a decent game, but graphically obviously we need to update these at some point. Hopefully I'll have some help to do that, because it's something I haven't really practiced with yet, so maybe I'm not so good at it for a while. We'll see. But I'm trying to be ambitious, because I do want the game to look graphically really nice. But at the same time I don't want to spend too long trying to get the graphics perfect, because I don't want to spend an eternity making this game. I want to get it out by this year, the end of this year. I'm adamant that it's going to happen. Right, where we're going to put another lamppost. I actually feel like the music does help me create, because off stream I've been listening to a lot of music, OSTs. I just searched them on YouTube, and they do help me focus a bit better, I think. I don't know about you guys, if you like to listen to music when you're creating. For me it helps a lot. So I don't know why, just even when I'm studying I like some music just to keep me going. Placeholder or staying? Yeah, placeholder. What's this area you're working on now then? So this is the car park for the hospital. So the second character, he is going to come through the streets through this way, and he's going to go in the car park. The first character, she's going to go through the main entrance. So this part's going to be like blocked, and you're both going to go enter the hospital in separate areas. So the first character will still come back to the car park, just not right away. So we're going to do the car park, and then I'll probably do the main entrance, the outside entrance for the hospital for the other character. And then I'll need to figure out, I know that I'm going to do it like in a really video game way. There's going to be a north, south, east and west version of the hospital, and each section is a completely different department. So I need to figure out which department's going where and how they all connect and things like that. But that's something I'll do in my own time, just to plan out a map for everything, because the hospital is going to be quite big, I think. Oh. Hey Bird Samora, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Can you tell us the story of your survival horror? Well, right now the story is in a very basic state. We're really just focusing on the level design and the characters for now. But the idea so far is, if you imagine like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, there are two survivors in the city, and you can choose between the two characters, and they both have a completely different campaign. It's not just like Resident Evil where you go through the same locations as both characters. Both of these characters begin in different areas of the game, and they go through the game a little bit differently, and their own personal story comes into play, and they both make their way through the streets, which are overrun by zombies, of course, and they make it to the hospital, which is meant to be like a fortress for all the other survivors, but sadly not everyone made it to the hospital. And once you get to the hospital, you find that it's starting to get overrun, and there's also a connection with the diabolical scientists, that have a secret lab, typical Resident Evil, underneath the hospital, and they've been using the patients, both dead and alive, to conduct their experiments on, and they're the ones that caused all of these mutations, you know, like this guy here, you know. He just went into the hospital, he had a sore throat, and he came out looking like this. So don't trust this hospital. So you're going to have to try and put an end to this and survive, basically. But we'll have more details on the story as soon as we can. I do know that I want to create not Wesker, but some kind of character like Wesker, you know, like that. I don't want it to just be about the monsters. I want there to be a human element to the game as well, like someone trying to stop you from achieving your goals and things like that. So we'll probably see more of the story once I start to piece together the cutscenes. I'll start writing some scenes and get some voice acting in, so I'm going to have to cast some people for some characters pretty soon. And we've made a lot of good progress. I'd say like in a month and a half we've already made, like, draft wise we've already made, like, I guess like 25% of the game. So over the next couple of months we'll finish off the hospital, and then the last section of the game maybe takes like another month and a half maybe. And so I'm hoping, like, by, what would that be, in like 4 months time, about June, July time, the game will be technically finished from a basic point of view. And then all that's left is to do the cutscenes, to properly design the characters and redo all these graphics, because none of these graphics will be final. We'll redo everything. So like the last, let's say the last 3-4 months of development will just be upgrading all the graphics. But I'm sure some of you might be thinking, are you going to make this survival horror in less than a year? Or in a year? Is that even possible? Who knows? Let's see. I hope so. I really hope so. So you got a car park here, but obviously when people park their car they need to get into the hospital, so I'll make maybe a little entrance that goes up this way, like some stairs on the edge here maybe. Bang! Let me just stretch this over. I'll try and make the stairs quite wide. Get ready for a gunshot. The gunshot is because of I'm in play mode, so that I can play the music, and because of that, this character over here, see my character here, his gun is a bit obstructed by the wall there. So yeah, it's because I was shooting since I'm in play mode. So if you hear a gunshot every now and again, that's why. I think this is a pretty big car park. I mean, it's not entirely symmetrical, so maybe I should make it symmetrical. It's roughly like that, right? Because it was the same length over here. Yeah, same length. I'm just going to make a symmetrical car park, right? I guess it's easier on the eye, right? Everyone who parked there is rich. Oh yeah, the rich and famous. And look what it got them. This is what money brings you. You pay for the best hospitals, but the best hospitals, there's always something going on, you know, like these hospitals can afford to fund all these biological secret projects. So you know, be careful. This is what money can do. It can do a lot of crazy research. I should probably I'll mix up the cars. I'll put some rich cars and then I'll put some poor cars, you know, just some retro cars maybe, just to mix it up a little bit. So got a wee bush there. We all love a wee bush, don't we? I like a good bush, yeah. Everybody loves a good wee bush. There we go. We have to populate the planet with nice green bushes. It is the most important thing we can do. So lots of bushes. I'm just gonna like fire this in here. We'll see how we illuminate the scene later. So I don't think I'm going to use the... It's going to be night time, so the lamps will certainly come in handy. How the bush stole Christmas. Yeah, it did. It looked like the Grinch, didn't it? It was pretty accurate to the shape of everything. But let me see if I can do this without messing up. I want to take the exact same cars, right? And I want to spin them round. But obviously there's a staircase here, so we won't get all the cars here. Just some. Excuse me, puppet. You're getting in the way. Right, is that symmetrical? See, this is what I used to do in Little Big Planet. I used to look and be like, it's like 3 blocks, you know? You try and like measure it and see, but who cares, right? That's good enough. And then I just need to take out a couple of these cars, or maybe just one, to make the staircase. I probably should make like 2 entryways. It's just because the other character is going to be coming from this side, and I don't want it to be, this section to be accessible from the main entrance. I want it to be a little more difficult to get to. Right, watch out for the zombie. There you go. I hope they make an option to remove flex, or make an option to have solid colour sculptures. Sometimes flex can take away from a style of a game. Yeah, I mean, it's like this. The flex are always going to be there because that's just how the graphics are made up. But what you can do is you can increase the sculpture detail, which basically reduces the size of the flex. It just means that you're going to have more graphical detail if you do that. But it's possible to make a scene look good. So like right now I can't show you right now, but once I have all the camera angles in, so for example, like imagine that's a survival horror camera, right? We're quite far from the cars, we're quite far from the wall, and once we get the lighting in and we start texturing, you probably won't notice the flex. If you're playing a first person game or a third person shooter or something and you go up close, then yeah, you can definitely see all the flex. Even in the best looking graphics, if you go really close you can see the flex. But because this is a survival horror and we're using cameras that are a bit further away, I'm hoping that the flex won't be so visible. It might be quite difficult to actually see them. Like if you look at this monster, right, from a distance you can't see flex at all on this monster, like not at all. It's only when I start to go really close that now you start to see little dots on his arm, on his abs. But if you start going back, even if I go to like, let's see, when I start seeing the flex, I can see them on his arm here. If I go like here, this distance is enough to completely remove the flex. I can't see any flex on that model from this distance. If I go a little bit closer, I can start to see them appear, but from about here, it's all good. So using the right camera is going to be important if you want to hide these flecks. This sounds amazing. Yeah, I hope it is. We're going to have to work really hard to get this finished by the end of the year, but I think once we get the gameplay sorted and we move between the areas and we have some voice acting and some proper original musical tracks and all the monsters are animated, and I think it's going to be really nice. Here comes the dog tune. It's going to get stuck in your head. Let me see here. Official, same. Yeah. Yes, a trailer. Yeah, definitely. I want to make a trailer, but something. It's not going to show much gameplay in the trailer. It's going to be more of a announcement trailer, because not everyone knows about this project. Only you guys that join the stream or check on the video updates. But I think if we make a trailer, I think more people will come in and they'll start to notice what it's all about. But before we make a trailer, we need to finalise the name of the project. I can't call it Survival Horror, you know, Dreams Project. I need to give it a good name. Because I know that, I forget his name, there's a German YouTuber who's making the Avatar game. Not the blue Avatar, he's making the Nickelodeon Avatar. And his project is looking pretty cool. And it's getting a lot of attention now that he's properly promoting it. So hopefully once this starts to look a bit better, I think graphically and gameplay wise, I think it will raise more eyebrows. I think more people will get more interested in it. Unfortunately, I don't speak Arabic, so I can't read your comment, but I assume it means great progress. But welcome to the stream all the same. I always listen to music while I create, definitely helps me focus. Yeah, I'm going to update, these are the tracks we used last week, I just didn't have time to update them, but I'm going to update them with a lot more survival horror songs, so we'll have more from Silent Hill, Resident Evil. To be honest, I was saying this to Jinky's Gaming earlier, I don't actually know other survival horror games that have a good soundtrack. So we know Resident Evil, we know Silent Hill, and I know other survival horror games, I just don't know if the soundtrack is as iconic. So like Alone in the Dark, or Clock Tower, or I don't know if Amnesia has a soundtrack, I don't know. But I'll need to research a lot of classic survival horror games and try and take out the best tracks, and we'll make a deluxe jukebox full of all of the best survival horror tracks. And then it means when we're creating, we're getting in the mood for the survival horror genre. I like to listen to music when I'm sculpting. I usually place a timeline of my favourite music. Yeah, I kind of did that. It was like, mine is like a randomizer because there's so many different tracks, and right now it's playing in order, but I want to randomise it in the future just so we don't listen to the same loop over and over again. I mean, I'm even getting excited to expand this jukebox more than this level. This jukebox is going to be our thing. Music when sculpting, no music when it's logic time. Okay, so you need to focus a bit more when you're doing your logic. For me, music all the time, even logic, because silence, it's deafening, you know. It's not good for me. Oh no, it looks like a Russian comment. Sorry, I don't speak your language, but again, I can only assume your comment means good things. So thanks very much for stopping by. I hate when I go to the hospital for an illness and they turn me into a monster. Yeah, happens all the time. I mean, if you don't have yourself covered for the appropriate insurance, sadly on the fine print on the bottom it says you may turn into a monster. You know, if you don't pay that extra $1,000 or whatever. Should remove collision on the gun. Yeah. I'll do all that stuff later. Right now he's just a little stupid puppet that's just there. I'm just using him to scale the environment. Once I get to the logic, I'll do that, because we don't want the gun, you know, bending all the time. Same, yeah. Man went with a sore throat but came out with a six-pack. I mean, yeah, there's two sides to every story. So I mean, yeah, he came out as a grisly, gnarly monster with a giant plant arm, but look at those six-packs. Look at that. I mean, people would kill to have this figure, you know. And I don't know what's going on down here, but you know, something clearly good is happening here. And he's got a big throbbing whatever on his back, you know, maybe that gives him more stamina, I don't know. But there's good points to it too, right? It's not all bad. Yep. How did you gather your voice actors? Mostly from Little Big Planet. So I've known people for years. They used to voice for me in Little Big Planet 2 and 3. So basically more or less the same voice actors. Plus I know a couple of people So a couple of voice actors outside of Dreams, outside of Little Big Planet. They did some voices just for some YouTube videos. So I'll have a couple of people who don't have Dreams that will be voicing. So I'll need to import their voices directly with the sound card. Elka Gaming, yeah, that's the one, that's the guy. The German guy. Hey Swigful, welcome back. How are you? Hope you're having a great week. Sometimes the flecks work well for giving certain objects a nice texture like a floor. Other times, however, they can be a bit of a detriment. Assuming PS5 will allow us to tighten up flecks more. I guess it would. But then I'm always thinking, like, how are they going to differentiate between the PS4 version and the PS5 version? You know, like, will the game automatically adjust the graphics depending on the console? So if we make something that's like graphically superior on the PS5 and then a PlayStation 4 player plays that level, does the game automatically downscale like a PC would, or does it just destroy your console? I don't know how they're going to make it work. I hope they don't limit the PS5 version, because we want to utilise the PS5 to its full potential. We don't want the PS4 holding us back, you know. And I'm sure a lot of people will agree that they want the very best, you know. Project Resident Evils Silent Evil. Well, that could work. That definitely could work. It's not infringing any copyright. Like a good neighbour, Umbrella is there. Oh yeah, Umbrella. And apparently the lab that released the coronavirus has the Umbrella logo. I kid you not, it's the exact same logo except it's blue. I think it's blue. Instead of red, it's blue. You may not like it, but that monster is peak physical performance. Oh yes. I mean, he probably didn't work out a day in his entire life. You know, it's a bad promotion for mutation drugs, you know, because if people want this body, they just need to do some freaky scientific experiments, and there you go. Not a single day at the gym, but you may kill people in your spare time once you become a monster. That's the only problem. Creepy, yeah, very creepy. 100%, I don't want PS4 holding back Dreams, especially in a few years from now when most people have moved on. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they won't want to neglect the PS4, because there probably will be some people that will complain and say, like, I bought this game on the PS4, you know, and like, I don't have a PlayStation 5 and I want, you know, you have to keep supporting the version that I bought. Which is true, you know, you need to give some people time to enjoy, but there has to come a point where the PS5 version has to be far more superior to the 4 version. But Mark Healy says there's not going to be a Dreams 2, there's only going to be Dreams, and then they just update Dreams. So if they just update Dreams, will there become a point where they say, okay, the PS4 version is no longer supported, we only support the PS5 version? That's what I want to know, because if it's just one general application, how will you improve it if a console holds you back? So let's hope the PS5 version, whenever it comes, let's hope it's pretty good. What is the monster's name? John Jerry? John Jerry? Let's call him John Jerry, right? He's got his own ice cream brand. He favours the flavour strawberry for some reason. I don't know why. He likes a lot of sauce in his ice cream, and he likes it so much that it burnt off half his face, and one of his pupils totally erased. I like how they did that eye, actually. It's quite nice. It's kind of creepy going dead close, because he's like moving around and it feels so alive. Official, let's call him Steve. Steve the zombie. Steve the six-pack. Oh no, here comes Steve. Back from the lab again. He's always in that lab every morning. I'm here in the gym, trying my hardest to get a six-pack, and he just goes to the lab, and boom, He's an absolute tank. I need to start going to the lab. That's the future. It's not going to be like, oh, are you going to the gym this week? It's going to be, are you going to the lab this week? Oh yeah, I'm going to the lab every week now. Trying to tone up the best way I can. Dreams with ray tracing, can you imagine? Oh yeah, don't even say that, because I saw Minecraft with ray tracing and that crap looked amazing. So, I mean, it is pretty cool what ray tracing can do, you know. Put some spaces up here, I think, for some more cars. But yeah, it would probably have to somehow downgrade if you're playing a PS5 version. Dream on a PS4, it could get complicated. I think it's going to be a major problem. Now we're going to be thinking, oh, why didn't you just delay Dreams until the PS5, you know? But it's true, it's definitely going to be a problem, unless they've got a solution. But knowing Media Molecule, the solution is probably 3-4 years down the line. They haven't even got multiplayer or VR sorted yet, so I doubt they've thought about this cross compatibility issue as of yet anyway. Steve has definitely been on the juice. Oh yeah, the juiciest of juice. Will John Jerry Steve be like Mr. X, or will he be a regular enemy? Yeah, he'll be like Mr. X, definitely. Imagine this was a regular enemy. Can you imagine if there was like tons of them all jamming together, you know? How horrible would that be? That's just like the normal enemy. You would give up. You would never play this game ever. So yeah, he'll chase you down. He'll hunt you down. Someone actually made Mr. X in the game as well, but I'm not going to use him because he's an official character. I'm going to try and make him make my own version, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to do more cars on this side. If anybody makes music, by the way, just let me know, because if you make horror music, or you think you can make survival horror music, let me know, because we need someone to create an original soundtrack. I've not contacted anyone yet because I've been focused on this first. I don't think I really need music at the moment, because there's still a lot of areas that need to be fleshed out, and I need to decide how many tracks are required. But definitely, we definitely need some assistance from some music makers, some talented people, hopefully. Imagine real life with ray tracing, or real life with ray tracing. That would be like the best. It would cure depression. It would be completely eradicated from society. Right, hold on, here comes a zombie. Right, I need to find a... Do we search bin or do we search trash can? I never know. Basically, a British creator or an American creator. Yeah, you can tell this is very British. I don't know if they have these in America, but this style is very... It's very British. I guess because it's a hospital, maybe we should recycle things. Maybe that's more appropriate. That's more American, isn't it? But it's called a rubbish bin. Rubbish bin. Maybe a couple of these bins, although the thermal looks quite high. Let me see. Only 5%. That's alright. Maybe this is good for some people. Put your trash in the bin, guys. Don't be one of those people. And maybe I should put another bin over there. Maybe delete one more car. Because, you know, people have got trash to throw out. Screw your car. I know you're trying to visit your mutated uncle in the hospital, but people need to put their trash somewhere, right? And then we'll probably put like stairs here. It'd be cool if I could make like curved stairs, make it really fancy, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And we still need to fill out the middle part. It would be horrible if the middle part did not fit and then I had to like extend everything. This is why you should work from the inside to the outside. Don't start with the outside like I did. Now you're going to cause problems for yourself. You'd need a chainsaw or two, yeah. That would be pretty cool. I think, you know John Beach, he's the developer at Media Molecule. He actually made a chainsaw as part of a sculpting challenge. There was him and Snags, I think, they both made chainsaws. I don't know where I can find... Oh, what the hell? That is scarily accurate. That is enough to give you nightmares. Imagine him chasing you. I think this is one here. Yeah, this is one of the power tools. One of the chainsaws you can use. But this is a remix. I think Bloom Animate, I think he's probably animated the chainsaw. I can maybe bring it out just to see. Oh. So you see it's got its own power cord and everything. He's changed the colours and stuff. Oh no, he hasn't, it's just it took a while to load. So that's a pretty cool chainsaw, if you ask me. But there were two chainsaws. Sadly I don't know what the other one is. And they also made a power drill. Let me see if this is what they actually called it though. Nah, it's not one of these. They made a drill as well, which I assume they shared. Let me see. Maybe they didn't share. I assume they did though. Maybe the search function's just not so good. But it was John Beach, I think his name is like the architect or something. And the other guy was called Snags. GFX Snags. And they both made some really good tools if you need them. I'll just check for some stairs because I'm so lazy to make stairs. That thing on the back should throb to the beat. Oh yeah, that would be quite good. Resident Evil Guitar Hero, you know, do 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 do. I think that would be quite cool. Like the music when he's chasing you, like dun dun dun. The thing goes like do do do. Have you made a monster yourself? No, nothing yet. I'm saving all of the sculpting to the end because I want to get the level design and the gameplay, the logic done first, and then we'll do the graphics last, because even though the graphics are important, I think the gameplay and the level design and all that is probably more important. Because the game has to be fun, right? It has to work well, and then once it works well, we'll make it look pretty. And I'll need to practice sculpting. So I'll ask a few people if they can help with sculpting. If not, I'm going to have to get pretty good at sculpting pretty fast. I think I could give it a go at creating some horror music. Yeah, go for it. Like if you want some inspiration, I recommend listening to some of the classic survival horror OSTs. So listen to like Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica, Resident Evil 0, all the Silent Hill games. Use that as an inspiration. That way it will help you come up with some ideas. Because the music from like Resident Evil is so iconic. I don't want it to be like a copy of the music, but I do want it to be something like it, you know, like if we were making a Resident Evil game, the music would fit with the style, you know. Someone on Dreams named Freakers1 is also very good at making music. He likes making music for people. One of the games he made the music on is Pip Gemwalker. Ah, okay, Freakers. I think I've heard that name before. I think he's been in the chat before, in the stream. Yeah, I'll need to ask. I'll need to do a search for lots of music creators and be like, hey, do you mind making some music? Because not everyone's open to collaborations. Some people are more busier than others, which is understandable. But yeah, I definitely would like to get that sorted. So because I can't make music. Like, I can practice sculpting and practice creating characters and cars and environments, texture and everything. I can do that. I feel confident enough. But to make music, I can't make music. I can make like a little short 10 to 30 second jingle, but I can't make a proper fleshed out track. You know, I'm no Hans Zimmer, unfortunately. 5% is a lot for such a small sculpt. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Maybe this could be improved. Maybe there's too many shapes, too many individual objects, maybe. I don't know. If it's a problem, I'll always make my own or edit this one. So things like the cars, I'll redo the cars, but the bush looks good. I don't think I need to redo the bush. And the bins look good. I don't think I need to make my own bin. Lamppost, I don't think so, maybe we'll just leave it. But I think the cars, definitely, because there's not a lot of options for cars in Dreams yet. That's what I want to see, you know, every week Media Molecule do a create, or not, maybe not every week, I don't know if it's every month. They do a community jam. I want it to be about cars, you know, vehicles, so a lot of people will make tons and tons more cars and motorbikes and whatever, because we have a bit of a shortage. So like this police car, this was like the only police car I could find, and it looks pretty good, but it's obviously not perfect. If you look at like the windows and stuff, it's just like sprayed. It's more thermo efficient, I guess. But I want everything to be top quality detail. Since every area is going to be its own thing, I'm going to max out the detail on every scene. I don't think the thermal will be much of a problem. Maybe when I upload all the scenes, it'll take a while because of the high amount of thermal. How will saving work? Ink ribbon saving or quick saving? If so, you got to nail down an awesome save room theme. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, and I don't want to be so old school, because I think if people have to find a certain room to save, I think a lot of people, if they die, they might just quit, because I think that was the problem with Little Big Planet. If you make things too complicated or too much like a real game, people will just go, nah, I'm going to play another game, because Dreams has so many games to play, and people will just leave and then play something else. So I feel like I need to make it a bit easier, the save system. So right now I'm thinking it's just, if you die in a room, you basically just respawn in the same room, like you refresh that room again. So it means if you die, you don't really go too far back, you don't lose your items, so it's a bit easier, I guess. But I think in terms of Dreams, maybe I'm wrong, but I think I need to make it a bit simpler, just to help people so they don't quit. But I do have an idea to implement difficulty modes, so an easy mode and a normal mode. Maybe the normal mode can have a more traditional save system, and the easy mode is just, if you die, you just respawn. You know, if I die at the end of the car park, the whole scene just reloads and you start at the beginning of the car park again. But yeah, then maybe I'll see, because I haven't really fleshed out the difficulty yet, so I don't know exactly what I'll do. But I definitely want some kind of save room theme. I want there to be certain rooms that you visit that are safe zones, that you can relax and you can just enjoy that song, because it is one of the most iconic pieces of music in a survival horror. Just need someone to make it for me, that's the only problem. I'm definitely going to need help sculpting for my game. I'm good with logic but terrible with modelling yet. The problem with me is I haven't even started modelling yet. I've been too busy learning the tools and the logic and just coming up with ideas for games and building the levels, and I haven't really had time to sculpt yet. I think it's going to take me a long time to get good at it, so I've asked a few sculptors if they could help, but some of them are quite busy with their own stuff, or they don't get a lot of time on Dreams, so I may have to sculpt maybe not all of it myself, but a good chunk of it, I think. But we'll see. Once the project starts to take shape, maybe more creators will think, oh, this project is a really serious project. It's not like, oh, he's just making it and then he's going to abandon it and make something else. No, this project is getting finished. So once it starts to look good and people see that, oh, okay, if I make music for this, or if I spend a ton of time making characters or cars or environments, or texturing or doing lighting or whatever, if I spend a lot of time to help this person, it's not going to be in vain. They're not going to just chuck it all in the trash. It is going to be complete, because a lot of people did that on Little Big Planet. They would make big projects and they would require a lot of voice acting, and I did a lot of voice acting for people, and then the project never got finished. It was the same old story, really. So, but I'm determined to finish this. This is I've never got bored of this project, and I think it helps that I stream the project, because it helps me to stay focused and to keep basically just keep going every week. Every Thursday I have to be here, and then once I finish that level that I'm going to make for next Friday, I'll work on this outside of the stream to do the logic and stuff. So I think we're going to have a lot of good progress to show soon. You can make a car with windows and still be the same on thermal, pretty much. Sculpture thermal is based more on size rather than detail. Oh, that's interesting. So if I have lots of different components, it doesn't really matter. That's quite good. What do you need sculpted? Oh, that's pretty good. If you're offering to help, that would be pretty nice. Characters, weapons and enemies, really. The level geometry is something I think I can do much quicker than the other stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. This level geometry is very simple, right? But for a starting place, this is easy. You just search for things, place them down, see how the area all kind of fits together, and then you can worry. I would always say worry about graphics last, because graphics don't make a game. Like, you can play a game that has amazing graphics, but the gameplay is awful. And I've played many games like that, and then you'll play a game that a lot of people don't want to play because they're like, oh, the graphics suck, or they don't look very good, but the gameplay is really good. So I think, yeah, you need to get a balance between the two, but definitely focus on your level design and your gameplay, and if you like story, then story too, but leave graphics to the end, because you want to make a fun game. I'm more likely to play your game if it's fun and entertaining than just because it's pretty, because pretty is just good to look at, but then how long can that last, Hey Crook Vulture, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Hey LBA, hey all, hope you're good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Riverdale Co-Feed, is that how you say your name? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great week too. What game are you creating? It's kind of like a survival horror game, so if you think like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, the old ones, something like that. Right now, we're just building the basics of the level design. So this is like maybe like the 15th scene we've made. So we've made a lot of other scenes. We're a good maybe like 25%, 30% through the game so far. But right now we're just building a basic sort of structure for the game, and this is going to be the car park for the hospital. So we're going to go into a creepy hospital next. So I'm just getting the structure, the rough structure, and but yeah, it's a classic survival horror game. So if you remember the fixed cameras, limited ammo, Lots of creepy monsters. Great music. Okay, maybe I can help you. I've been practicing the sculpting controls for a while on Dreams. I have past experience in other software, so it's just a matter of focusing on things. Yeah, it's good that you can transfer your skills to Dreams, because I guess it's all very similar, you know. I just need to find... well, that looks like a nice water fountain. I should definitely use that for like the main entrance of the hospital. That would be quite cool. And an old sink, that definitely needs to go in the janitor's room in the hospital. I think that would be ideal. Right, let me just search for... I'm so lazy, I don't want to make anything today, just basic walls. Right, so we want some stairs. Some nice stairs preferably. I mean, they're quite big stairs, and this is a hospital. We need to have stairs that are a bit safer, right? They aren't so dangerous. Let me see. Stairs, it's such a common thing, so there's probably going to be loads of stairs. Like, look, doesn't this look like Resident Evil? Go upstairs, go upstairs, so someone's obviously trying to make Resident Evil. Let me see, any stairs, any decent, like not massive stairs, I just want like quite short stairs. Otherwise I need to make my own stairs, which isn't too hard, I just don't want to make anything. I want to prove a point that you can find anything, you don't have to make anything, not even stairs, even how basic they are. I could use those and then... nah, they're quite basic, aren't they? I was going to just delete the grass and use those ones. Right. Is that an iron board? What a weird thing to make, but very handy. Right, let me go back to the start, because I'm sure there was something like this. And I don't need to use all the stairs, right? I don't know how big I'm going to make these stairs actually. Let's let me bring my wee guy over. Come over here. Oh, look at him flying. Whee! Whee! He's having a great time. Right, so just try to like see the size of the stairs here. So like each individual step, basically. So if you go boop, 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 should they be like this maybe? Well look, I can aim and it basically makes them walk up the stairs, look. Oh, it was working a minute ago. Right, I think that looks like a good... because I'm just looking for the height of each step. I think that looks okay. And then just like duplicate it, just to make it a bit wider. See, I might bring this a bit forward, but I think that's good. And then we just need to build like a railing. Can we search railing and save ourselves making it? Right. I don't think we want something like that. Too fancy. There's a really basic railing. See, I knew someone would come through for me. Metal railing. We'll just use the basic one. This is the railing for the stairs, right? Right, I know it doesn't make sense, right? I need to straighten it, and then like, because if I go in, if I enter this, I think this is like, oh no, it's not. It's actually separate. Interesting. So if I, oops, if I delete the legs. Let me create another version. I like to keep a backup of everything just in case. And then if I basically keep the legs, there we go. It's separate. Right, hold on, I just need to replay the music. There's my wee puppet guy there. I was like, where the hell did the puppet guy go? Right, so now I can straighten these. Although they're a bit... I need to like... Actually, I need to make them like individual. Bang! Bang! There you go. Instead of me just making a really simple sculpt to make these railings, I've just searched for them, see? Saves me a lot of time. I will never sculpt in this game. You will never make me sculpt. Not a chance. There we go. That made things a lot easier, right? And then we just need to like bend it like that, you know? Let me just see how he looks next to it. So if he was to put his hand on that, that looks like a good height for his hand, doesn't it? Yeah, looks like a good angle. Oh, sorry. Now we just need to like bring this down a little bit. And there you have it, a basic railing. Just need to line things up a little bit better. So there you go, when in doubt. I realise I need to delete that, but I can delete that, don't worry. So when in doubt, if you need a railing, just customise other people's stuff. Don't even use sculpt mode. Takes too long. Have you checked out the game I sent? It's the one where you voice act in it, just wondering. I didn't actually do anything with it yet. I wasn't sure because it said on the description, don't play this level. So I don't know if it was because other people are secretly getting access to it maybe. Which is weird, when you make it private, sometimes people find ways to enter. I don't know how they manage it, but they manage it. But I'll need to go in once I've got some time. Probably tomorrow, I think I'll have some time. And I can do some voice acting tomorrow for you. That'll get that out of the way for you, so you can start creating. It's always my favourite time when this track comes on. So stupid. Let me just grab this floor. Is that lined up properly? Because I picked it up when it wasn't on grid mode, so I don't think it was. Let me just copy it, but on a grid. Just so we can have a wee bit of an elevated ground. There we go. The stairs don't have to be too big, I don't think. That'll do, right? Just a few steps. Don't want to injure anybody, you know, when they're coming to the hospital. And then I'll take the cheat way out and I'll just stretch this wall, right? There we go, problem solved. So now we've got the outskirts of the car park, and we've got like a rough exit, more or less. I just need to finalise my masterpiece here. I like when you do really basic things, but they still come together quite well, you know? So blah blah blah, there's the cheap railings, right, for now. Looks good for now, right? Let me just turn this on. Put another version of it on the other side. Everything's placeholder, even the railings are placeholder. Once I properly make the graphics for the game, I'll see what graphics look good and I'll just keep them. Anything that looks bad or basic. Because I mean, the staircase, you don't need a PS4 graphically superior railing, you know? So things like that are... I don't really need to focus too much on the graphics for this kind of stuff, but... as long as in general it looks good and people know what it is, you know? Just stretch this out a wee bit. Let me just use the grid because I like things to match a little bit. Okay. But then there's a space here, so what do? We've got options, right? We can either move this wall here and then just put the cars back a little bit. I just need to see how this section in the middle works out, because there's going to be cars obviously parked in the middle as well, not just the outside. So I'm going to duplicate some of the cars and see how many cars we can fit in the middle. So let's have a look. Let me see here, just need to catch up with some stuff here. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, could definitely use the help. Yeah, that's good. I love when people help each other. It's a great community spirit. Like, the things that I can help on is voice acting is the first thing I can help with. So if you need me to voice act, just let me know. And I can, it's not just my accent, I can change my voice. I've did Batman, I can do a good Batman, and I can do other accents, so like I can try and do like an American accent and an English accent and stuff. So don't think your character needs to sound like me. I can change my voice, or I can do a monster for you or whatever. Or if you want me to look over your story script and offer some suggestions on things you could do, or if you need some ideas for your level design or some testing, like, just let me know. I can do all that sort of stuff. I can't make music though, but I can offer all those other things. Hey Vincent Holden, hope you're having a great week. Welcome to the stream. My PS4 makes the same noise. Yeah, whenever I go on Dreams, the fan just goes insane, and I really don't know how I can avoid the sound, because I use I'll show you the mic I use this one, the Blue Yeti, and if you know these kind of microphones, they pick up the sound everywhere. So if I turn down the gain, you might not hear my voice so clearly, so I need to turn it up a little bit just so you can hear me, and as a result it picks up the fan. So that's why I've got the music on in the background. Hopefully the music kind of, I don't know how it sounds for you guys, but hopefully the music kind of gets rid of the fan a little bit. I don't know how well it's working. One day I would love to be able to put the PS5 or whatever like further away maybe, and hopefully the PS5, the fan is a lot better so we don't hear it, because that's one of my main problems with the PS4. Whenever you play an intensive game, it feels like a jet engine. So I was playing Uncharted 4, and the fan in the PS4 was like, and like the whole time I was afraid that just playing that game was enough to break the PlayStation. I really was. I was afraid. Hold on, let me get my... I forgot to use the grid. I need the grid. There we go. Grid's on. Do you have a Discord? Is that Mr. K7? Ah, okay. I do have a Discord. I don't really use it because I made it a long time ago, but I do have it. So if anybody has a Discord account and you want me to add you to the channel Discord, just give me your names. So I'll take a note of your name right now. So if you want to discuss ideas for the game, or ideas for the next stream, or levels that you want me to play on the Saturday stream, you can leave them in the Discord. So that right now we're chatting in the live chat, but if you want to, you know, chat in the Discord as well after the stream, that's a good idea. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think of that, but yeah, I'll take a note of your name and I'll invite you. I assume that's how it works. I can just invite you to the server and we'll see how that works. Let me just take a note here. Discord names. Right, let me write down your name here. So it's Mr. K7, and then that's an underscore, and then a hyphen, underscore hyphen. Okay, so yeah, if anybody else has a Discord name and you want me to add you to the channel Discord, you can discuss the project, the next stream, any levels you want me to play, or whatever you want really. You may have said this before, but are you going to have fixed cameras like older Resident Evil games? Typical or third person? It's going to be fixed cameras. Fixed. Yeah, like the classic games. So it's going to have tank controls. So not everyone loves tank controls, but I wanted to make a classic survival horror because next year I have another game that I want to make that's going to be third person. A zombie third person game, so I thought, okay, this year I'll make a tank, classic survival horror tank game, and then next year I'll make a third person game, so that I'm always making different genres, different styles, because next year I want to make an RPG as well. And who knows, if this project is successful, maybe we'll make a sequel to this one, because I know a lot of people, they still love classic survival horror games, but the big companies, they won't make these games anymore because they're more old-fashioned. But I loved these games growing up, so I feel like I need to pay homage to them, you know. So we'll see if it's a success first of all. If this game turns out to be pretty good and people are enjoying it, I would consider making a sequel. Obviously not everyone loves tank controls or classic controls, but that's the beauty of Dreams, everybody's going to make different things, so if you don't like tank controls, you can play another Dream that doesn't have tank controls, right? I think that's a good idea. Let me see how I'm going to space these out. I'm just trying to like visualise in my head, because like people are going to come in, right? They're going to turn around here. I just want enough space that they can actually drive and park their cars, you know. Be right back. Yeah, no problem. I do have a Discord account, but I don't know if I remember the login. We could maybe message over PSN. Yeah, I mean you can use Discord or PSN. That's fine. My PSN, I couldn't do little big animation because it's too long, so it's LB animation, LB animation, and you can add me as a friend. That's fine. And if you want to send me a message, whatever you want, just to let me know. Yeah, I put a big box in so they can't walk around. I need to do some stuff, but I'll be back if you're still streaming when I'm finished. Let me see the time. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably stream for... I need to go back to work soon, so I'll probably stream for like another... let's say... 35-40 minutes, maybe? I really need to finish this car park. And then... I guess I'll be happy with the progress. Right, so there's a bunch of cars here. I'm thinking there needs to be like a lamppost and another bush. We need to populate more bushes. More bushes, please. So let me see if I move a couple of these cars over, right? Let me see. I'm trying to like figure out what's the best way to like space everything out. Let me see. Do this. Friend request received from Small Human. Alright, that was fast. Right. I'll accept that after the stream. Just because if I press the PlayStation button, it's going to bring up another screen. So just by looking at it from the eye, this is how I try and measure things. Just looking at them from a distance. I mean, that looks alright, I guess. And not all these cars are going to be here, because no way am I going to make all these cars. I'm going to I'll delete some, I'll make some spaces. And there'll probably be like a certain car you need to find. Maybe for the first character, she comes out here, maybe there's the director's car, I don't know. And you need to find something in his boot or something. So it gives her an excuse to come out here. Can I put another car here maybe? See, I'm trying to make everything like really symmetrical. Problem is though, if I do it like that, I need to line up this lamppost here, and obviously there's more cars on this side than there are on this side, so it doesn't need to be so symmetrical, right? I don't think so. Are car parks always symmetrical? Let's just say they're not, right? Probably are though. Let's just make a really wonky car park, right? Let me deal with the aftermath of that. So I want I'm probably going to put like a, not a path, but some kind of, you get those bits of pavement that go around the cars, just so they can't drive over them. Because you know what these reckless drivers are like? They always, rather than, you have the arrows in the car park that tell you what way to go. Some people don't follow those. They go the wrong way. So like, I'll come into a car park one day, and I'm supposed to go, the arrow's pointing this way, and I'll go this way, and then a car will come around this way, and I'm like, excuse me please, but you're supposed to go around that way. Follow the arrows, please. It's not that hard. Maybe put like, maybe I could put like a tree or something, maybe like, just to like, do something a bit different. Fancy trees. Not that fancy though, that's a bit too fancy. Let's there's my tree. Oh man, that's a huge tree. Sorry, but we don't have those massive trees here in this town. Right, let's just like make a big tree right in the middle, right? Just to like make it look a bit different. This guy's car is getting covered, from the rain. He comes back and it's covered in leaves. I can trim that for you, sir. Just let me just trim that tree for you. There you go, sir. Now there's no longer leaves on your tree. That'll be $50, please. This is my favourite part of the jukebox. Right, we got a big strange tree. Maybe there's some people hiding up the tree from the zombies. I don't know. Let's put some lampposts like here. Yeah, right in the corner. So don't crash your car into the lamppost. That would be very silly of you. There you go. Now just like make more cars on this side now and use this space just to enter and exit. So it's like you have to go in the car park this way, or you can go, if you want to go that way you need to go all the way around and come back, or go around that way. I don't think, since you're not driving in this game, it doesn't really matter. Oh, sorry if I'm just getting to your message now. Oh, how do I say this? Xdakazix. Hey, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Hi, did I miss anything? You missed everything. Everything. So, I'll give you a quick overview of what we're making today and a general idea of the game. So this is going to be like the car park for the hospital. It's going to be a big hospital over here. This is where you go up into the hospital. And the idea behind the game is the character has... We've got other areas that we've made, and you go through the streets. And there's like a mechanics building, there's a job centre, there's alleyways, there's lots of different streets you can go on, there's a basketball court, and eventually you get here. So this is the second character. You can choose two characters in the game, and the first character is going to go into the hospital through the main entrance. And the second character has to go through the car park because he goes through the game in a different order. And usually every stream we try and get at least the basic idea for a scene finished every stream. So every stream at least one area is done, so we make good progress. And it's just basic progress, so like all of these cars, obviously the walls and stuff, they're only placeholders. They will change later in development. Right now we're just trying to get the layout, the general layout for the level, and I'm going to work on some gameplay logic off stream once I have time, and then something like an inventory system, and you can already run around with the character and shoot. And I've got another scene, a couple of scenes where I've got the fixed camera angles in place, so it's just about implementing all of those into all of these scenes. And I'll add some music, some sound effects, and I'll have a little alpha demo, which I'll try and play one day on the stream just to see how all the progress we've made so far, how it all comes together. But yeah, that all you've missed is this today, a simple car park for a hospital. But if you get any ideas for the scene, let me know, because this started as a community project. I basically said, hey, I'm going to make a survival horror game, what do you think we should make? And normally people come up with suggestions like, oh, I think you should put this down here, or what about if you add this, or things like that. So it's not like I have a plan here that I know exactly what I'm going to make. I'm just roughly going around trying to make some things. So if you have any suggestions, or if you create any items in Dreams and you want to use them and you think they'd be good in the level or the scene, you can let me know and I'll search for it. Official, you missed... oh, sorry, the chat just went crazy there. You missed John, Jerry, Steve. Yeah, this is John, Jerry, Steve. He doesn't go to the gym. Instead, he goes to the lab. Every day, every morning, he goes to the lab for his daily dose of virus, and he maintains his peak physical form this way. As you can see, this leg took a little bit of a tumble. He's clearly very dominant on his right side. As you can see, he's got a big thick leg and a big arm, and an extra mouth. So his right side is definitely more dominant than his left. You know, he lost the left side of his face as well, which is not so good. But he still has hearing in the left, but his eye obviously didn't survive. So yeah, that's one of the main guys you missed. He's gonna be terrorising you. They're like, join my lab membership. It's very cheap. Put a trash can. We put some kind of recycle trash cans over here on the side of the walls, but yeah, definitely there probably should be maybe a trash can in here, I think, because you know what people are like, they're very lazy. You know, it's like if you're standing at your car here, right, and you're like, is that the trash can over there? Oh, well, I'm not going to walk over there, I'm just going to throw it on the ground. Come on. So let me find another one, right? I'll put in trash can, right, just because it's the American form. So we could probably use like that. It looks like quite of a small thermal, right? Let's use that, and we can put that like next to the tree. We'll scatter some of these around for the lazy people that don't want to walk all the way over to the other side. I'll put one on the other side as well, just to keep symmetrical, you know. There you go. You've got your trash cans. Because I need to fill this area up, so maybe that was a good idea. I don't think would there be a bench? Maybe I could fill that section with a bench. I don't know why people would sit on a bench in a car park. Maybe if they're waiting for like a taxi or something. But just to fill the space, let me just see if there's any benches. Yeah, like a park bench. 2%, 8%. We don't need fancy benches. This hospital does not spend its resources on benches. It spends it on complicated scientific experiments and mutations. What is this? This is how cheap we are. We couldn't even make the bench. We just... Oh, this looks nice. That looks too good for our hospital. I think our hospital has to go with the regular park bench, I think. That looks alright. I mean, I don't know how many people would sit in a car park, but maybe they're waiting on a taxi, right? Maybe they're just waiting around. Right. Let me see, is that too big? Yeah, it's maybe slightly too big. Maybe like that or something. That'll be alright. So you come down. Oh, I'm waiting for a taxi. Sit here. Sit in the car park. Right, that'll be alright then. It's something different, right? Hey, just bought Dreams, and I absolutely want to love it, but the learning curve is massive. Have you got any ideas for me? Well, Tygon Sam, welcome to the stream. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure a lot of the community here on the stream will give you a lot of tips. For me, it's like this. If you just bought Dreams, then yes, it will be really frustrating. I was frustrated when I first got the beta and early access. It takes a while. If you like the idea of Dreams, like, don't pick it up expecting to make really great things straight away. Give it time. Once you learn, like, okay, I know what all the tools are, I know what all the modes are, I know all these sections, I know all the gadgets, so look how many gadgets there are in every category. Once you get used to all of this, where everything is, you know where to find things, you get used to the controls, and don't try and do anything too difficult like sculpting. Unless you are someone who can sculpt already, don't feel like you have to sculpt. So like everything in this scene, I've just searched for, you know. So if you search for like a bench, ta-da, there's a bunch of benches. You don't have to sculpt anything. Unless there's something that you can't find, then yeah, you might need to sculpt it, but the vast majority of things you don't have to sculpt, so don't worry about sculpting. I have a friend who's frustrated with Dreams because he wants to sculpt his own characters and environments, and right now he can't do it because he's still learning and he gets frustrated. And I keep telling him, look, just make an animation or a game with other people's stuff, just to get used to the controls and get used to making something from start to finish. Nothing has to be original from you. Just search for a character, make a little game or a little animation, whatever you want to do, don't focus on your own graphics yet, because you'll get frustrated. And even if you focus all your time, like say you spent weeks and weeks trying to make something of this quality, right? But then once you make it, then what? Like, do you have a game or an animation that you can use this in? You know? You have to, like, plan out the game or the animation first, I guess. So like I said, focus on graphics last. Don't worry about graphics. Just search for other people's stuff. Because you can always change it. Just because you used this, like if I used this character, it doesn't mean I have to stick with this character. I can just delete it and make my own later, you know? So just try and be patient with it. Don't stress yourself out too much. Just relax. Like what I'm doing right now. I'm just relaxing, you know? I put a tree here. I put a couple of trash cans here. Does it mean they're always going to be here? No. Maybe I'll change the location, you know? If I don't want to put it here, I'll put it here, I'll put it here, you know? Change the size, the colour, whatever. Nothing's set in stone. Just put things down and you'll slowly make little changes as you go along. So I'll take a look at this scene later and I'll probably change some stuff, but just be quite slow with it. Don't rush. And you can also play other people's creations and you can properly analyse to see the ones that you like and see why you like them, and then try and make something similar. And just learn every day, and it'll take you a good few months before you start to get into it, because I was really frustrated, but after a few months of playing Dreams and creating on Dreams, not every day, I wasn't playing every day, but almost every day, a little bit when I could, and eventually it becomes so easy. Like, I thought, because I came from Little Big Planet, so I thought, okay, I'm going to jump into Dreams and I'm going to make everything perfect, and I didn't. It was really difficult, and it was really frustrating, and I didn't want to quit, but I just thought, all these ideas and all these plans I had for Dreams, and I can't get started. I have to wait and learn things and get better at things. But now I'm at a good stage now where I can make a game. I can't make the graphics yet, but I can make a game. I can make an animation. So yeah, that's just my tips. Just be patient. Don't use other people's. Don't create your own graphics. Use other people's stuff. Just form things together and release things. Get feedback, and you'll gradually improve over time. And I'm sure there's a lot of other tips that people could give you as well. Or a bush. Yeah, we've got plenty of bushes. Look, we love bushes. We've got so many bushes around the car park. I'm going to like make this like the greenest hospital ever. My name is Yeetus Skeetus, I think. Is this from the Discord? That was a long time ago. I should probably write that down. If that's your Discord name, let me see. I like how it rhymes. You don't forget it. All right, I've wrote your name down, so next time I go on Discord, I'll see if it's right. If you don't love tank controls, I don't love you. Oh, well, there you go then. That's some harsh words, but very true. I guess people who didn't grow up with... Oh, here we go, resetting the tracks. I guess people who didn't grow up with classic survival horror games and tank controls, they won't appreciate how tense they were, because like the camera angles for a start, right? If the camera angle was here, say there's a zombie here, and the camera angle was like that, by the time you got here, you didn't know where the zombie was. You can only hear the zombie, so the zombie could have been here, or it could have been over here or here, you know? So it was like, do I chance it? Do I go forward or not, you know? And it was always like really intimidating. You would often go here and the camera would change, and then the zombie would be like right there, and you'd be like, oh no, I should have waited. And sometimes that's a tactic. You would sit and wait for the zombie to come to you, and then you would shoot it, or decide if it was worth your time. And depending on the enemies, they had different sound effects. So if there was like a hunter or a licker, they would make like different noises, like their nails would like, you know, on the ground. Or if it was a dog, you could hear, so you knew what type of enemy it was from a distance just by the sounds. And I think that was some really good sound design. And obviously for the combat, it means that if it's third person, you get so comfortable, you can just point, aim, headshot, you know, and it's so easy. But in a survival horror, you can headshot, but you have to get really close and like aim upwards with a shotgun or something. So it's a lot, the combat's more challenging. And it means if you get stuck with some zombies in a room, it's like, and you don't want to waste your ammo, so you need to decide, do I use my ammo or do I try and run around them? So I think that's something that survival horror has really missed, the fact that you can't do those things with the controls. Let me move this out of the way. But yeah, that's one thing that I think the tank controls does really well. But like I said, next year, the next game that I want to make next year, the other survival horror game, it will be third person. But I was thinking about making it like, kind of like The Last of Us. So it has combat, but it has some tense moments too. I won't tell you too many details about it because I want to keep it a secret. I've got all the other projects that I'm thinking about making. They're under wraps at the moment, but I'll share those when the time comes, because I don't want to overload you with so many projects, you know. I think we need to get these ones finished. There is one other project that other game that I'm going to finish this year, and it's going to be a first-person shooter horror game, and that one is definitely going to come out this year along with this one, so we're going to have two games. Sounds really ambitious, but hey, I want to make as much as I can. Right, I've made these trees symmetrical, right? Just because we like a little bit of a symmetrical car park. Not these parts here, they're not symmetrical because I've got like 5 cars here and... No wait, have I? I have 5 here and 4 here. I can always extend this a little bit more or reduce this bit a bit. But it looks a bit better now that everything's a little bit more symmetrical. I just realised that I didn't copy these over. Oops. So we're going to have to put those back over. There we go. I think, like, from a basic point of view, the structure looks okay, you know. You can see it looks like a car park, right? With a really crazy driver that cannot park his car. I'll need to move these cars back a little bit, I think. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I think the wall... No, wait, that's right. That is right. I think I just put the cars a little bit too forward here. Yeah, I did. That was my fault. My fault. I'll just move these cars so they don't go straight through the wall. I say they're bad drivers, but they're not that bad. Uh-oh, I'm totally messing this up. Hold on. See, this is the bad part when you use motion controls. One false move and it all goes to hell. Right. Put it like that, right? There we go. Crisis averted. I fixed it. So it looks alright for a car park, a basic car park. Still need to texture it and stuff. So basically I could just like change the colour to like that maybe. Probably should be a bit darker. Maybe not pitch black, but like maybe something like that maybe. Looks alright, I guess. See, once you get the lighting in, I haven't adjusted the lighting. If I take off the studio lighting, right? Okay, I've not did the lighting yet. This is just the default lighting from the lampposts. But you can already see that it would look good. You know, like imagine the camera angles like this. It looks quite good. This big guy running around the scene. But yeah, it looks alright if you think about it. Once I start changing the cars and stuff, putting the signs on the ground and properly do the lighting, I think it'll look quite good. You know? Because you can imagine running with the character down here and going this way or going that way, and then the camera changes, and you know, yeah, it'll be quite good. See, lighting is like a really important thing, because even with basic lighting, it looks alright. But I use the studio lighting just so I can see, and you can see without any lighting, it just looks basic. But you know, using some kind of lighting looks alright. Once we get the graphics sorted, it'll look even better. So we've got a good little car park here, and I guess I just need to fill up up here, because there's going to be like an entrance, a side entrance to the hospital. It's not the main entrance. In the main entrance, you need to walk around. I need to like design a map for the hospital. So once you come up these stairs, I need to know, maybe there's a door here pretty much, and then but there's another door around this side. But we'll have like a side reception area. It's not the main lobby, but it'll be like a little reception here. But since it is a survival horror, all of these scenes are disconnected from one another, so we'll make this car park like max thermal, and then once you come up here it'll load, and then from this point onwards it'll probably be a different scene. But I won't have a camera pointing this way, because I don't want to show you the car park. So once you go up here, the cameras will be pointing, you know, like towards this way. So that's how I'm going to do it. But obviously when you come here, you need to see the stairs. So you're going to see this part, but you're not going to see around here or around here. So I just need to make a little part here, just to sort of say, okay, this is the building here. And I'll probably put some more plants here, but nicer plants, you know, those plants that are inside the stone thingy, whatever you call them, the concrete. Richard Artist, hey, welcome back to the stream. You have to clean the PS4, it will be super quiet, very easy to do with an air can or a small pump. Oh wow, I'm afraid though that I might destroy it. I mean there's still a lot of time to go before the PS5 comes out, so I probably could give it a clean. But I feel like whenever I play certain games, the fan goes crazy. But yeah, it's probably been a good while since I last cleaned it, so I just need to remember, and I'll clean it. And hopefully for the next stream next week, maybe you'll notice a difference in the sound of the fan. But hopefully the PS5, the fan is a lot better, you know. Did it to mine. Oh, hold on, the chat went crazy. Just a second here. I'm catching up a lot of the chat, but it went a bit crazy. I have to scroll back up a little bit. Did it to mine and it doesn't even sound. Wow, that's quite impressive. I love how Dreams allows us to revive classic genres like that. Yeah, even like the text adventures, where you could just like choose your outcome. You would never find a game like that nowadays, but because of Dreams you can. It's pretty cool. And like Mark Healy was saying in the interview that I read, he was like, yeah, some people are going to make traditional games like racing games and first person shooters and stuff like that, but he likes to see creations that are weird and unique, and perhaps ones that you don't really see in the game industry today. So hopefully if we can get the quality up on this, because I don't want this just to be it's a survival horror game. I want this to be like one of the best, because right now I don't think there's that many survival horror games available on Dreams. I think I've played like a couple, but traditional ones with camera angles, yeah, not many. But by the end of the year, when we finish this project, maybe there's more survival horror games. Maybe people who are watching decide, oh, that would be cool, I want to make a survival horror game, definitely do it, because I want to play other people's survival horror games and see how different they are from each other. But I definitely want to make this one of the best, obviously. I want it to be the type of game that you remember, you know. Because I was reading a review and the guy said that a lot of the dreams that have been made so far, it's like you normally play them once and then you don't go back again. You just move on to the next dream. So that got me thinking. I'm like, can I make this game so good that people play it more than once? So there's 2 characters for a start, so you have to play the game twice to experience both campaigns. But once people complete the campaigns, will they come back and play this game again? I hope so. I hope so. And I hope a lot of other games that come out in Dreams have I'm not really talking about replayability. I just mean it's not like you play it and then you forget about the game, you know, like you remember this game just like you would any other normal game, like Bloodborne, for example. You don't just play that game and then forget about it, you always remember it, you know. So it's all about not just creating games, but creating good games, right? And I'm sure when it comes to the testing phase, I'm sure you guys will let me know if the game sucks or if there's anything I need to improve on. But I'm very strict, like even when I play games, I'm very strict about the gameplay and how everything works. So if once we get to the play testing stage of this game, if I find even myself doubting that it's good enough, I'm going to, you know, slave away and make sure that that I keep improving it. Because I do not want to spend a whole year making a game and then it's like, it's just okay. I want this to be like top tier stuff. I'm sure you can relate with the dreams that you guys are making. You want it to be remembered, not just as a one-time thing. You want it to be like a classic, you know. I went off on a big tangent there. I was trying to read the comments. You should make a card that looks very concerning and really strange, like an old banger. Do you remember the car from The Mask with Jim Carrey? I want to make that car. That was like that old, you know, run-down car, you know. You know. I want to make that. Maybe as an Easter egg. Give it at least a week until you've got used to the controls. Then you can practice making some stuff, yeah. I mean, a week, 2 weeks, even a month. Everyone's different, I guess, but don't give up. As long as you're enjoying Dreams, then keep going, because you will get used to it eventually, and it will become really easy. For me, it's really easy. Just not the sculpting, because I haven't practiced it yet, but once I do, it'll become easy. Thanks, I'm trying to run before I can crawl. Yeah, pretty much, that's what everyone does. It's like when I used to try to draw, I put the pencil down, I tried to draw something, and then it looked awful. And then I thought, I can't draw, it's so frustrating. But it was like my first drawing, so naturally I think we all want to do good first time. And if we don't, we get frustrated and then we quit. That's why most people quit, because they think like, oh, if I can't do it now, I'll never do it. Never, you know? But if I was to draw, you know, every single day, just to spend like 20 minutes every day drawing, naturally I would improve. I would learn from my mistakes. Things would become more normal for me. It's like when I first started Little Big Planet. You should see some of the levels I made in Little Big Planet 1. They are awful, like really awful. And now I look back and I think, what was I thinking, you know? And I've definitely improved, logic wise. Like, I'm not the best at logic, but I can make things, you know? Like, if you're like, how do I do this? I might not give you a sophisticated answer, but I'll find a way to do it in my own way. Because that's the good thing about logic. Everyone's way is different, but they all work. Let me just catch up here. Needs more curb and pavement. Yeah, I need to add. I was thinking about making the, you know, the parts that stop the cars from driving over. So I was thinking about putting like those, you know, the little barricades in front of the cars here. Just the ones in the middle, just so they can't drive over. They have to reverse. But yeah, maybe since it's a car park, I'm like, I don't know where I'll put a pavement, but I'm thinking this part here, I'll probably put a pavement here, just for people that want to have a smoke or something, and they don't need to stand in the road. It's a little safer, you know. So both of these parts will probably have a little pavement. Maybe this part will have a little smaller pavement. Same way here, a little pavement. Maybe I can put more bins here. Same with here and here. The problem is, if I search pavement, I'm so lazy, I don't want to make things right now. So if I search pavement, for example, I search pavement, it's like massive pavements. There's a small one here, there's a little block here. It doesn't really fit, I guess. Maybe I can just use it just for the hell of it, and then we can always make our own version later. That's a quite a nice pavement, isn't it? It's quite mechanical here, but it looks quite nice. But yeah, I'll just throw down. I mean, you've got some corner things like this that might be quite useful. It was near the start. Let me have a look. This is really basic, but let me see. Just to get an idea for how it would look, you know. Something like that, you know. So yeah, I can probably just use these for now, just so we remember the idea, you know, and then we can update this later. Yeah, it looks alright so far. And then just make smaller versions for this side over here. Obviously it doesn't look so good, but just for now, right? That'll do for now. And then put one more over here. Try and extend this one because it's a bit longer. Hold on, just put it here and duplicate it over like that. And I guess maybe like the same over here. Yeah, just like that, isn't it? I can maybe even extend this part to go over here, because obviously you don't want to be standing on the road when there's a bench there. Just an idea, really. I can edit this one to like make it more curved. But yeah, that's a good little general idea so far. So it looks a bit better now, doesn't it? Now that we have the idea in place, and then I'll put some more of those, because you know, they don't want to travel all the way over there, do they? People that are parked here don't want to go all the way over there to put their trash away. Did I put a trash can? I had other trash cans over there, didn't I? I don't know if I should put another one over here, but maybe I can do that next time if it's necessary. That's the right way. It's so overwhelming at first, but just give it some time and you will love it. Yeah, definitely. Just give it some time and you'll get there. I want to love it. It's like Mario Maker for the PS4. See, I think Dreams is far superior from Mario Maker, because for me personally, it's like Mario Maker allows me to make Mario games, right? But it's like, so what? For me, I want more, you know? I want to make my own story, I want to make my own characters, you know, my own animations, and I think something like Mario Maker, whilst it is really good for people that love Mario and they want to make unique Mario levels. It's not good for me because I don't want to be stuck making Mario games. So it was a bit like LBP. Hold on, let me reset the music. It's a bit like LBP where you were not necessarily stuck making platformers, but the first Little Big Planet, it was mostly platformer. And then the second game allowed you to expand and make more genres, so that's why I prefer the second game, and I guess the third game, if you don't count the bugs and glitches. But something like Mario Maker or some other level editor, if you think about making maps in Far Cry, it doesn't really interest me too much, because it's like, I can design things in Dreams, but I don't like to just like make this car park. I want to make gameplay and story and, you know, intricate things around this car park. I don't want to just make a car park, you know. So Dreams is much more advanced in a good way, in a bad way, because it does have more of a learning curve, but once you get that, it's so easy. Honestly, it's so easy after it. Hey Riverdale, welcome back. Could you try out my level? It's called A Bee's Life. I will do. Every Saturday we do a live stream of playing new levels. So I'll add your level to the list, and on Saturday I'll do like a 3-hour stream playing lots of different levels. So I think you sent me a notification, so I'll add it to my list. So if you want to watch us play, check us out on Saturday. We were all frustrated at first. Oh yeah, insanely frustrated. I think with Dreams, if you just start making stuff with your friends, you'll get used to everything gradually. Yeah, just have fun with it. See, the thing is, a lot of my friends don't have Dreams, or they're not creative people, so I don't really have too many friends that play Dreams. That's why I had to make a lot of friends through Little Big Planet, make a lot of friends through Dreams. That way I could get to know people that were more like me, that like to create. So definitely, if you don't have friends that are creative, look into the community and see who likes to make things that are similar to you, and go on I was going to say the forums, but the forums aren't that good these days. Go on Twitter, go on Reddit, Discord, and just, I guess, meet like-minded people. Like camera control is even difficult. The camera control is so easy once you get used to it. Honestly, like, it seems complicated, but look, zooming in and out of a tree, if I want to zoom out, I grab the ground, I zoom up and down. If I want to go right towards that car here, boom, L1, R1. If I want to tilt up and down, I just hold L1 and I just pan around, and then I mostly use this, the R1, to get around the map, you know. So if I wanted to go here, I used to like zoom out and go here, and if I wanted to go like to the other side, I would zoom out and then I would hold R1 and go here. But nowadays, for the full game, they added a new feature. If you go here, you can add a bookmark. So if you add a bookmark, it's like a picture, and it takes you directly to where you took that picture. So say I took a bookmark here, and I'm like away over there. If I click that picture of the police car, it will take me straight back here. So it saves me having to do this all the time, because I've got a bigger level, the alien level I'm making. It's basically like the size of like all of this. So if you imagine I had to zoom out and like go over here, and like it was frustrating, but now I can use the bookmarks and get between all the locations pretty quickly. Yep, just do casual stuff at first. Really simple things. Yeah, just take your time. What would you suggest I build first? If you want to build something, like, I wouldn't build anything. If you mean like physically sculpting something, I would avoid that for now. Just search for things, and if you want ideas what to search, do you want to make an animation or do you want to make a video game? Think about what genre you want to make. So say you want to make a survival horror game like this. but there's a lot that you need to learn to make a survival horror. So make a game that has some components of a survival horror. So make an environment that you basically just pick up objects like keys, notes, and you can open doors and you can find things like key cards and you can read things. And even though it's not a survival horror, you're still learning bits of logic that you can then use in the survival horror once you make it. And then make another level that has combat that you can aim and shoot things. So go around a little area, shoot some bad guys, and then that will give you some experience of gun combat. So you've got one level that you've learned how to shoot things, one level you've learned how to collect things and read things, maybe one level there's an inventory. So gradually you'll start to get more experienced in all these different aspects, so that when you come to make like a survival horror, you can put all of that knowledge together. Okay, I know how to pick up and read notes, I know how to aim and shoot, I know how to have health, I know how to manage an inventory, I know how to connect lots of scenes together and so on. And you'll just learn that way. And then you'll make a survival horror, and then once it's finished you'll get even better at making games, and then you'll make another thing and then another thing, and it's just like trial and error, and you gain from your experience, you know. Yep, I remember struggling like hell with the camera. You think they designed it badly, but no, it's actually amazing when you learn it. Yeah, I mean, I think I struggled a little bit, but I got used to it. Like moving the imp around with the motion controls. They added the analog sticks for people that don't like motion controls, but I tried and I don't like the sticks at all. I would only use the sticks if I had to move something left and right, because if I used the motion controls, I might accidentally move something in the wrong axis. Because if I'm moving like something to the right, but then suddenly my hand moves like that and it moves it up, and then that's frustrating. So you need the sticks to properly move left and right. That's the only, for precision, that's the only time I would use analog sticks. Otherwise, the motion controls, they work great, you get used to them. Just make objects at first, no worlds or games. Things like trees, benches, apples, just simple objects like those to get you used to sculpting. You will learn with time. Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't even sculpt simple things because I can find simple things. Like if I want to find an apple, I can find an apple, you know. But it is good if you want to really get into sculpting, start off with the really basic stuff. You're having a laugh. I tried a tree and it looked like a melted candle with random floating arms. Do you know there's a blend tool? You can actually blend your objects together, so sometimes that helps to make really weird things. Like if you look at this tree, it's like he's sort of blended stuff together. I'm not a sculptor, but it looks like he's sort of like blended lots of things together to make it more bulky. And then he's made an arm, and then he's just sort of like kept adding to it, I guess, and then just to sort of shape it, you know. But it is difficult, especially if you're not an artist like me. It's very difficult. Just sculpting it is hard. Imagine texturing this. I'd need to, like, you know, get really good at painting to know what I'm doing. Flying around in 3D space is definitely the first hurdle. Might want to go into preferences and play around with the control schemes and imp sensitivity and such. Yeah, I've not tried because I'm used to it already, but that's good for newcomers. But I watched a few tutorials and seeing their techniques really helped me after learning the controls and sculpting basics. Yeah, again, YouTube is good for checking out a lot of little tutorials and stuff. And Scheme is right about starting simple, you'll get there. Get used to holding L1 to move around, also R1 to quickly drag yourself around by locking onto objects in the scene. Yeah. So like if you want to grab this tree and then you just use the left stick to rotate around it, or you can zoom in and out, things like that. Seems really clunky at first, but you get used to it. Thanks guys, enjoy. You might even get to play my Abomination one day. Well, everyone has to start somewhere, right? I mean, I feel like I have a little bit of a head start because I did make a lot of trash in Little Big Planet, and then I started to improve in Little Big Planet. So by the time I've came to Dreams, I've already got some experience of creating. Even though it's a different application, I still feel like I'm more confident. But if this is like you're quite new, you never played Little Big Planet, maybe Dreams is a bit of a difficulty for you, but you'll get there. Just need to make a lot of trash, and that's fine, but you'll learn from it and then you'll make better stuff. Hope so, yeah. I hope they add is it a proper imp customization? You should be able to draw flex on your imp and create cool hats and sunglasses. Yeah, I thought they would do that, but obviously it's not a priority right now. I have a sneaky feeling they might add DLC, so if you want an imp, you have to pay for it. It seems like the only way they can sell DLC, because you can't make DLC for Dreams if you can create everything, so maybe the imps, the costumes for the imps will be DLC. That's an idea. I left for a bit and this is looking pretty well. Yeah, it's looking quite good for a basic scene. And then when we turn on the basic lighting, looks alright, you know. You can imagine some zombies chasing you. If I need to update all the graphics and update the lighting, but it looks alright. Decent so far, right? It's good that you can get a rough scene done within like an hour or two. I started to do a horror game. Oh cool, what's your horror game about? Are you streaming through a PC or using the PlayStation Share? Yeah, I'm using the PS4 directly. That's why I have to play music directly in Dreams, because I can't use the PC. I have a laptop and it's alright, it's a good laptop, but for streaming it's not quite good enough. And it's a shame because I could do a lot of other features with the stream, and I could also stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, but I just don't have a proper powerful computer right now for streaming. Maybe when the PS5 comes out they make streaming more accessible for adding more features. If they don't, then I'll just need to, after I get a PS5, I'll need to invest in a proper PC. Maybe then, if the stream takes off and we want to do more in the future, I can obviously invest in that sort of thing. I just need to save the money for it before I can do it. But right now, the PS4 streaming, it does the job. Like, I'm not a big fan of all these streams that cover the screen with lots of graphics and they clutter things up. I think it's too much. I like this, it's more basic, more simple, it's straight to the point. You've got the game, and you've got me talking, and then you've got the chat. That's all we need, really. Some features would be nice, like if someone followed, for example, and then there's notifications or whatever. That would be pretty cool. Some extra features that we can do to involve the chat a bit more. That would be cool. But until I get a better PC, I don't think it's possible. I've replayed quite a few of my favourite Dreams a few times now. Yeah. Some people will go back through things because there's still a lot of good levels. Like I played that Pip Gemwalker again. That was really good. But there's so many Dreams to play. I just don't have time to go back and play some of them. But usually I bookmark ones that I didn't finish. Like last week we played that Scavenger. It's too long to complete everything, so I need to go back to that, and I probably will. Hey Isaac Clyde, how you doing? Hope you're having a great week. Welcome to the stream. Honestly, this looks like it could become really good. We hope so. This is just one area of many that we've made so far, and with good old Stevie here. You'd be surprised, see, once you add the camera angles in, and the lighting and the graphics, everything looks really good. Like even the first scene we made in the alleyway, it's not finished by any means, but it looks good once you start putting the camera angles in, and it becomes more cinematic. it does look really nice. Really curious to see where this is going to go. Yeah, I'm hoping that first of all we can get a trailer, but it's probably going to take a while because I want to get more of the graphics and the characters. I need to finalise the main characters before I do a proper trailer. And then there's going to be 2 demos, one for each character, but that won't be until like the second half of the year, so maybe we'll have a proper trailer around June or July, and then we'll have a demo in maybe like August, maybe another one in October, and then release the full game in November. That's what I'm aiming for, November time. So we're making good progress. We've made a draft of all the streets and the alleyways. Now we're just starting the hospital, so this is the car park. And then we're going to make all the sections in the hospital. That's going to take quite a while because there's a lot to explore there. And then the evil underground lab, we need to do all that as well. So hopefully the drafts and I'll make the gameplay and the logic for the inventory and all that kind of stuff at the same time. So hopefully around June, July we'll have a good working draft, and then it's just a case of updating the graphics, updating the animations, and adding some more music and sound effects and things like that. So the last 3-4 months of development will probably be just about the graphics and stuff like that. I agree, yeah. Camera bookmarks, nice. Yeah, it's very good. I don't usually buy DLC like that, but if they were to implement IMP customization DLC, then I would probably purchase some of it simply because the game is amazing. Yeah, I mean, even Little Big Planet, I bought a lot of costumes in Little Big Planet just because they look cool. And normally these companies, you think about Activision, like Call of Duty and all these type of things, and they feel like they rip you off. You feel like you're spending so much money for a game that doesn't need the money. But then someone like Media Molecule, they need the money. If I've already bought this game, it was cheaper for early access people. But if they gave some imp costumes, okay, I'm not going to buy them all if they're crazy prices. But if I can give Media Molecule more money to sort of invest, then I would definitely do that. Even if I didn't want all the imp costumes, if I can support Media Molecule, that's really the most important thing for me. Not everyone will agree with that, but I think Media Molecule are such a special studio that they kind of deserve to be supported. Because I mean, I'm thinking, how else are they going to get the money? Are they going to sell the PS5 version again? I would pay for it again, I don't mind. But after that, the whole PlayStation 5 generation, how are they going to make money other than selling more copies? How are they going to make money from the existing players? Because if this game's going to last 5-10 years, am I never going to spend another, you know, any money until like the PS6? So if I can give some money through imp customization, then that's I would be happy to do that. I'm back. Hey, welcome back. It's a hospital for only people with white racing cars. That's right. If you don't have a white racing car, you're dead, I'm afraid. You go up to the reception and it's like, oh, my friend, his arm got severed. We were playing with chainsaws and his arm came clean off. He's like, alright, can you put some of your details down? Okay, your name's Steve, your occupation, a chainsaw thrower, the car you drive, it's a black a black rust car. What's that all about? We only accept white racing cars in this hospital. Get your ass out of here and drive that stain of a car out of here, please. Maybe I should do that. Just keep the same car. It's like a collection. It's like if Batman just had OCD and all his cars had to be white. This is what it would look like. The collection has to be the same. Yep, that's why I don't usually buy DLC. Yeah, it's a bit of a rip-off most of the time. Sometimes some expansions are really good, like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, I guess like Neo as well, like they properly make proper expansions, they're good. The Witcher 3, that's another good one. But Media Molecule made this game with soul and heart and not with gold, if you know what I mean. Yeah, they're not trying to make loads of money. They need to make money to keep going, obviously, but clearly they have a passion, like Mark Healy. I keep referencing this interview, but he mentioned that his passion is not just to make games, but to help other people make games, you know, make it more easier for other people to be part of it. So that's why I love Media Molecule so much, you know, they're not money grabbers. And I think Sony are quite good at balancing between making money and making quality products. They always make really good exclusives. I love to further support Media Molecule. In fact, I did by buying the game twice, digital and physical. Oh, well done you. And yeah, I'd buy it for a third time if they make a PS5 version. Yeah, I mean, they could make a lot of money just by being great developers and continually updating the game and supporting the community. And hopefully Sony don't turn that into a cash machine. Like, oh, we need to release so many imps. We need to release like 50 imps every year or maybe more, you know, and they try and exploit, you know, as long as they don't go too far. But it would be nice if you could get like, imagine get like a Spyro the Dragon imp or a Crash Bandicoot imp, you know, like they used to do in Little Big Planet. They had all these licensed costumes. They could do that with the imp, so you can get like Nathan Imp, get a Bloodborne imp, because I think a lot of people will buy official imps. So I think that's definitely what they should do. A little Kratos character. I think that would be really good. Hopefully they've thought of that idea, because I would buy a lot of that stuff. A little Yarnum imp, or a little Tearaway imp, things like that. Hopefully they do that, and just don't charge too much. Maybe charge like 99 cents or 99 pence or whatever per imp. I guess like £1. Maybe on the grand scheme of things, £1 is quite expensive, but considering Little Big Planet costumes, you could get like 5 costumes for like £4 or £5. So if it's like the same 4 or 5 imps for £4 or £5, I think that would be a pretty good deal, I think. I definitely buy a Spyro imp. I love Spyro, yeah. It would sell a lot, I think. Because you think about it, if it cost like £1 or $1 and it sold like 10,000, they made like over $10,000, right? And since it's the PlayStation Store, Sony keep that money. They don't have to pay a cut for the store. And if they release tons of these imps, they could make hundreds of thousands of dollars, pounds, so easily. Yeah, that's a great idea actually. I would probably get a BB imp, to be fair. That would be cool. BB. I've been playing a lot of Death Stranding recently, and it's like BB is kind of stuck in my head right now, because you know the noise it makes. It's like a really weird noise. It doesn't even sound like a baby sometimes. It kind of goes like. So I'm sitting playing Death Stranding, and suddenly he starts making a noise, and I'm sitting there like a weirdo, just going. That's like my new catchphrase now. Whenever I go anywhere, I just go. And only gamers know what I'm talking about. Maybe most people don't know what I'm talking about. But the baby is crazy, right? He makes weird noises. Doesn't even sound like a baby. A little Toggle imp DLC, yeah, Little Big Planet DLC, that would be crazy. I agree, that would be a decent pricing in my opinion. I think it should be like 50 pence for one imp, since they are so small, not like Sackboy. Yep, I'm just thinking, because these corporations, they're so greedy. They might think, let's round it off, let's make it for £1, you know, a whole dollar. But hopefully they give us like a pack, and maybe the pack has a discount. So maybe if you buy one imp, it costs £1, $1. But if you buy a pack of 5, you get a discount. So it kind of works out a bit cheaper. That way people that buy Spyro will spend more money, but people that buy the Spyro collection, they'll save a bit. I actually meant Bloodborne with BB. Oh, I thought you meant BB. See, I'm playing a lot of Death Stranding, and the thing's called BB. My BB. Use my BB. Ooh, Death Stranding. Yeah. He sure does. Weird noises. Yeah. It's like the baby has like Tourette's or something. I don't know. Let me check what the time is here, because I'll probably need to go soon, so I need to go back to work. But I think we've made some pretty good progress so far. Let me just check my phone here. Okay, so yeah, I think we've made some pretty good progress. It's good that we challenge ourselves to make a rough draft of at least one scene every week. So that's like four scenes a month, 4 or 5 scenes a month, which is quite good progress. I could definitely make more progress, since 1 day a week is obviously not enough. If I did this every day, we could make so many scenes. But I'm working on a short little action platformer, and that should be ready not this Friday but next Friday, definitely next Friday. And once I release that, it means I'll have more free time to focus on this. So I'll still do the rough drafts every stream, but then off stream I'll work on the logic and some of the gameplay, so that I can start to implement the two together, and I'll start to match all these scenes up together. I'll link them up with other scenes, so we'll actually be able to walk through all of the scenes that we've made so far in the street. I think that will be pretty cool to see. So I'll work on that, not next week but the week after, and we can see all the rough progress we've made, and we can start implementing more gameplay to the scenes. But every stream we're just going to keep making another scene. So in the next stream I'm probably going to have to make this part at the side of the hospital, plus the front of the hospital as well for the other character, the sort of main part, and then the inside part, so like a small little reception, a big lobby, some elevators, and then I'll need to start thinking about what section goes where, you know, because it's going to be a big hospital, 4 massive buildings, and they're all connected together, and they all have different departments in each, so it's going to feel like a different environment every time. Because you think about a hospital, you think it will look like the same every area that you go, but I'm going to try and make sure that every area looks completely different, since it is a different department. So one department is going to be based on like surgery, so we'll do something with surgery, and then another part might be for like pediatrics or something, you know, and like little kid things, and then there'll be other parts that will be like just the general wards, creepy wards. What other parts? There's parts with the accident and emergency, and obviously there's going to be like the, like, I don't know how detailed I'll make it, but like burn units, you know, maybe there could be like some kind of monster that's like burnt completely or something. So there's going to be a lot of different areas. I just need to work out where they are on the map, what each building contains, and then just work through all the areas, because we don't really need to know where everything pieces together just yet. Like, we could just build these areas like I've made the car park, right? We don't know how this connects, we just know where the entrances and exits are. So in the hospital we could just make a surgery room, we could make a ward room, we could make a reception, we could make a lobby, we could make an elevator. We don't know how they connect yet, but as long as they're built, and then we can connect them later. We just change the level design a little bit just to connect them. But I'm going to take a wee seat here. What does this say? Does that say something? Shade. I don't know if I can customize that, change it for something else. So we can I think next stream, these notes, they're on the puppet. I don't know where the puppet went. Oh, he's out here. He wandered away. He's out here. But yeah, I'll delete these notes just to take them off the screen, so you can see more of the level. I'll show you here. Oh, see, it keeps moving because I'm in play mode to play the music. So like if I go in here, this here, ta-da! Now you don't have to look at the text anymore on the bottom left. Problem solved. There you go. Now you get a good view of every angle. Let me see. I'll be sure to check that one out. Oh yeah, definitely do it. Ghost baby in the pediatric area. Oh yeah. Can you imagine all these little babies crawling towards you? And you think, oh, it's just a little baby, I don't know, can I shoot it or should I run away? And then suddenly when the baby gets close, some massive umbilical cord comes out and it comes around your body, and you know, like a licker from Resident Evil 2. It's like a baby with an umbilical cord and that's its tongue and it wraps around your throat. That sounds pretty morbid. But I don't want to go too far with the... I don't want to make it too extreme, otherwise we'll get banned from Dreams. People will be making articles. IGN will be like, Dreams is too realistic now. They're killing babies in hospitals. How dare they? And then everyone will be like, delete your channel. You're making awful content. I'll be like, no, don't do this to me. I'm just trying to make a good horror game. I think Dead Space 2 had babies in it, and not everyone, but a lot of people complained because you're killing babies, you know. The morgue, got to be a creepy morgue. Yeah, the morgue is one I missed. That's definitely going to be there. I think I made a list of some areas. I'll need to find it on my phone once I charge it. But yeah, the morgue, because they've been using the bodies from the morgue and they've been experimenting on live patients. So yeah, the morgue, definitely that's going to be a really good bit. People are going to crap their pants going into that morgue. And I think there's been a morgue in a few Resident Evil games, and you need to open up to see if there's like items inside or if it's a body. So it's like, do you open this? Maybe it's not a good idea. Would the car park be so full during an apocalypse? No, I'm going to delete some of the cars. I just copied all the cars because I wanted to try and space out the area so I could get a rough idea of how many parking spaces there would be. And then I'm going to draw the parking space lines on the ground. And then after I draw them all, I'll delete some cars. So it's just to get a shape for the area. So they won't have tons of cars here. I just need to like paint the lines, you know, and add the barricades on the front of these ones, and then that's the ground pretty much done. I don't know if I've never did this before, right? If I was to paint my own lines on the ground, what would be the best one to use? You know? I don't even know. Because I don't use these paint tools, so maybe it's not such a good idea. Well, we need to do white lines, right? So naturally, we need to have something more like that. It's a bit grey, not white. Hold on. Let's make these white. Can we make them white? Whatever. I don't know. Let me get rid of that grid. Because there's no straight ones. So I don't know if it's worth using a paint fleck. Because technically it's paint, but maybe I just create an object. Because this is what I would have done if this was Little Big Planet. I would have just made an object. Why did that not change colour? Right, whatever. I just would have made an object for everything. And I'll replace this with flex if it makes more sense. So like, for example, right, if we're making a line, I would make it, this is how I would make it, honestly. Because it's easier for me, it's easier than painting. This could be like a line, you know, in the ground. So I'll give you a wee example. So you can imagine like the line would be like that. You know, like that. That's how I would do lines. I would just create like a... Hold on. I would just create like an object and use that as a line and then just duplicate the object. But you can paint if you want to paint. I don't want to paint like this because it will look really wonky. If I use flex, they look a bit strange, so I'll use physical lines for now, right? And then if someone tells me there's a better way to do it, then I'll try another way. Good point, yeah. At a hospital, probably. Yeah, everyone's dying. Where do we go? We go to the hospital. My head's fell off. I need to go to the hospital. I think John Jerry Steve should be a helper, since we now think of him as a friend. Yeah, maybe that's the idea. He chases you through the whole game, and you think he's like this big threat, but in reality, he just wanted to get to know you and help you out. He never wanted this life, you know. He may look grotesque, but it's what matters in here and in here that matters the most. So yeah, maybe he really is. He's good this whole time. Maybe like the final boss is about to kill you, and Stevie comes in and saves your life and sacrifices himself for the greater good. Led Batman, Heavy, hey man, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Gotcha. Could have one or two cars smashed into the wall by the exit. Yeah, that would be quite a good idea. They tried to get out, and then they were like, "Get out the way!" and then they went bang. Oops. Yeah, because I'll need to do like the I don't know what path I'm going to block off, because you're going to come in this way. I don't know if you're going to have the option to go this way or this way or this way. I'm not quite sure yet. Let me figure that out first, and then I'll sort out the formation of the other cars. Looks good. Oh, thanks. I think you need to colour all cars in this map. You could do it only if you want. Yeah, don't worry, all the cars will be different colours. The cars will be completely remade, so I'm not going to use sports cars. I'll change all the cars and the colours of the cars too. I could change all the colours of the cars right now just for an example, just to see how it looks, but I don't want to waste my time changing the colours because I'm going to replace all these cars with new cars anyway. But definitely though, some of the cars will be different colours. I think that'll be a bit better. It would probably be okay to use an object. Yeah, it should be fine. It's just a simple object, isn't it, if I just clone it. You can turn on the ruler in paint mode. Lovely straight lines. Oh really? Ah, okay, I didn't realise that. I'll need to check that out then. Maybe that's a good option. The paint strokes are going to be less thermal usage. Yeah, that's a good point as well. They don't use as much, don't they? Fire RBX, hey, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great week. Hijul, Hello to you too. Hey Jinkies Gaming, welcome back. You should be fine. Your game should be easy on the thermal, and using objects is a good way of achieving what you want. As long as you don't have hundreds or thousands of them, you'll be perfectly okay. Yeah, I just need one for like every space on the ground. Plus I need to create arrows, and I don't know how to paint arrows, so maybe I have to just sculpt a triangle and a rectangle. So for example, see, I don't sculpt things. So the fact that I'm sculpting things right now, it pains me. Oh, let me do massive again. Shapes. Triangle. Right, this is my crappy arrow, right? Right, here we go. Right, there's an arrow. An arrowhead. And technically I could... oops. I could just extend this in the same object. I'll show you what the... Would it be good to blend this, maybe? No, don't blend that. That is... I mean, I wanted to blend it a little bit just to get rid of the lines, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. We just need to create a... Because you're not going to see the arrow from so many angles. I just wanted to get like... Oops. Hold on. Can I stretch that one out even if it's in the same object? Yeah, I can. Let me take off the grid just to lazily do this. Right, there you go. There's your arrow. How far the arrow goes, I don't know. Let me just like stretch this out a bit. I'll redo this later, right? But you get the idea, right? Right, so we've made an arrow. I just need to like, obviously... Can I still move that? I don't know if... Can I move that anymore? Yeah, I can. I can. Let me just grid this over. Roughly. See, when it doesn't line up sometimes... Oh, it did. It lined up. That's good. Right, you're not going to see the back of this anyway, right? Forget that it looks ugly, right? And then we're basically just going to... Hold on, I need to turn the grid back on. And then we just use this to tell them where to go, right? Ta-da! There's an arrow telling you you need to go this way. Looks alright, none of it. Saves me having to paint things, so we've got an arrow, some kind of arrow, and we've got our lines. So I just need to update the line to make it a bit better. Update the arrow, make it a bit better. But yeah, that looks good. Once I've mapped these around, get the sizes right, I think it'll look quite good. Let me just catch up on some stuff here. You can also make flecks attached to a surface. Oh yeah, that's a good point too. Those lines will only take 0.5% thermal as an object, no more than 1%. Clones will take no extra thermal unless you clone thousands of them, which obviously I won't. Yeah. I guess the objects are fine, because I can't really paint very well, so I'm better at doing that. Like, see, I just made an arrow. Using a sculpt and a line. Some people might prefer to use flecks, and I'm sure they would look good. The thing about flecks though is that there's a lot of space between each fleck, so graphically it's not as good. Whereas the sculpt is a bit more pure, I think. You can see through that a little bit. I just need to like lift it up a little bit. Does anyone in the chat know how collaboration works on Dreams? I've got a collaborator on my project, but he says he can't get into any of the scenes or the collections. Normally you just add as a collaborator and he should be able to enter. I've never done it myself other than a voice acting one, but I just made a scene. I made it unlisted so that no one could play it, and then I just added them as collaborators, and then they went in, recorded their lines, and that was it. Easy. You add them on the actual scenes instead of just the whole dream. Okay, so it needs to be each individual scene. So it's like if you have a full game, they don't have access to the full game, they only have access to specific points. That's quite good. Maybe I might release a scene then, because to test, you know, rather than a full dream, I can test individual scenes, make people collaborators on those, and then that'll give me a bit more feedback before releasing the demos. Can't wait to play it. Only through actions. Oh, nice to see, nice to have you in the stream today. Hope you're having a great week. Thanks. Yep, always happy to help. Same with Small Human. That makes more sense. Yeah, I'll test it. Yeah, definitely. I'll let you know when there's something worth testing. Here's a zombie cry for you. So I think we've got a little nice little scene here now, and I'm going to have to get ready for work now. So it's been a good stream, and we've made another nice little draft of a scene, nice little car park to the hospital. So next Thursday we'll continue this. We'll make the outside part here leading in to the side of the hospital. We'll maybe also try and make the other side of the entrance to the hospital to get into the main lobby. So we'll do that next Thursday around the same time. We'll continue our progress on that, and hopefully I'll have some more information to share about the alien level I'm making, which should be ready by Friday. So hopefully I'll have that ready for the following day, and then on but tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Saturday we'll play some new levels. So if there's anything you want me to play, just send it to LB Animation and Dreams. I'll add it to my queue. We'll play through some stuff, or if you want to suggest things during the stream. So I'm going to end the stream now, and I'll see you guys again on Saturday for a play stream. Okay mate, thanks for the stream. Right, see you later. Right, thanks very much for watching, guys. So this is the draft of the car park for the hospital. Making good progress. Little Steve here thinks we're doing a really good job, and we'll be back for another survival horror stream next Thursday, but on Saturday we'll have a good lengthy play stream of new levels. So take care, guys, and I'll see you then. Bye.